Welcome back. We here. It's a new year. It all sounds good, right? The reality is, for majority of us, it won't be new. You'll be the same you that you always been. And you want to know why? Stay tuned and also give tips on how to change your previous year so you won't continue to repeat the same cycle. Welcome. As I stated, Clever here with Clever Convos. And I want to talk about a number of things. This year, this new series, I want to talk about decluttering your life. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, and let's get into it. So decluttering your life, right? What does that entail? You know, we hear the phrase, we hear it often, decluttering your life. You know, for me, what that kind of consists of, over the past 2 years, I had got into the movement, the trend of the minimalist movement, right? Where you try to live and just minimalize your lifestyle, minimal clothing, maybe foods, belongings, all these things that kind of tie into minimalistic mindset and living. I want to talk about decluttering as it pertains tying into that and then, your life. So for those of you watching and you're wondering, I can speak for myself. For the past several years, I can date back, 5 or a decade ago. I always have been like, this is going to be my year. Once the ball drops, the new year kicks in. Oh, I feel good. This is my year. It's going to be my year. You kind of claim it, project it out there. And yes, there's some progress, some things happen. But when you kind of reflect in totality, the year has pretty much been the same year that it's always been throughout the course of time, right? And a couple of those reasons I've put some deep thought into reflecting is you have to really renew your mindset. One of my phrases and quotes I like to say, if you want something to change, then something has to change. Frederick Douglass even said it best himself, life without struggle is no progression, right? So we have to kind of go through some things, some hardships to get there. But I even had a quote or a meme I seen one time. It was a picture, it was pretty dope. It was like, life is like a remote, you get to change it, ultimately, God is the one that is going to, bring provision and have us change our lifestyles when we seek him, but we get to control, we have free will, ultimately what we want our lives to be like. So as it pertains to this year and the changes and why won't be any different, if you go into it with the same mindset of I'm just hopeful and you have, that little mustard seed of faith, but no true change or actions, your habits haven't changed, you're going to stay in the same place that you've been. It'll just be a long, continued cycle over and over again. And I've seen that play out so many times, like in my own personal life and people that are close to me. And, I just kind of got to a point where I was just fed up. You get to the desperation. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want something different. I want some change. So let me be the change that ultimately I want to see for myself. Decluttering. What I started implementing and I'll continue to do is I took the process of this previous year and I wanted to declutter it. And what I mean was just get out the old. Really that process of decluttering started within myself. More of a spiritual cleansing. So what does that look like? Some fasting, scripture, the word says these things come by fasting and praying. So I want some change to happen. I need to cleanse some things, purge myself of the mindset, of the habits, of things that are spiritually attacking, tied to me. I want that change to happen. How can I get that change spiritually to cleanse myself and declutter some of this toxins that are in me? I need to go on a fast. In this process, I'm asking God to work on my deliverance. Some things that I may be unbeknownst to me that I'm holding on to that I just need to let set free so I can walk in my freedom and have a cleanse, remove the heaviness, spiritual heaviness from me, cleansing, renewing my mind. So that's decluttering. There's a lot of confusion going on. And we know that the enemy, the devil's the author of confusion. That's not of God. So you got to kind of cleanse, start within yourself, that spiritual cleansing. That's going to be key, imperative to the change and the growth that you want to see. The other aspects are, emotional, physical. So in the physical aspects, what I started to do is a cleanse of decluttering. So as you see, I'm working on a new space, right? I'm gonna try this kind of talking head style of videos and content for a little bit. Please put down in the comments. Let me know if you're feeling this new setup, this new style. I got the little ambient lights in the back. We're still making it happen here with the clever conversations. So let me know if you're feeling it, if you like another look or style. I'm going to be experimenting more this year. It's back to change, and we'll see where it goes. So let me know. I talked about why things aren't going to change. It's those habits. If you don't put forth to change some systems, in place in your life, then nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same thing. It's just going to be going off of hope. I hope things get better. But what systems do you have in place for that change? Decluttering this workspace. For me, is typically 3 areas that I like to evaluate in my own life and then others. If those areas are real cluttered, messy, and unstructured, unorganized, to me, those are some telltale signs there's a lot of chaos, dysfunction in your life. So I like to look at my working space, right? As you see, I got a clean desk. Some of those of us that's working white collar positions or whatever, you got to have like a clean desk policy, right? Some benefits to it. There's less clutter. There's this cleanliness. You got more of space and openness to kind of, do your due diligence, whether you're multitasking, but you just have the freedom and the space. So I worked on, I had a previous desk, got rid of the desk after years. You had a bunch of different pictures and it was just books everywhere. It was just a lot going on and just business. So it was kind of a depiction of my mind. So I invested into myself, into this business, a new desk, a clean desk. Lord willing, I can keep this as clean as possible. And I just want more of ease of action and functionality. I got me a new chair, get the kick back, recline. I'm not a gamer. I don't play no games. I'm all about business here, right? As you should too. We're all about business. We're trying to make it happen, right? No excuses. So we got to put in the work. So I bought something more comfortable where I could recline and get into my workflow, more productivity. Got rid of some junk. Out with the old. I'm bringing and making room and space for the new, right? Another thing, if you're a homeowner or so, I say your garage. It's easy. For me, I look at things like the spaces that aren't really seen, that are kind of hidden. Those are telltale signs because it's not in the public, it's not in the open. So it's easy to dismiss and hide and clutter things. So if you have a garage space and if it's just full of clutter, trash, cars, tools, bottles, everything. That is like a indication and depiction of your mind just cluttering a lot of stuff. So you got to cleanse that out. I took some time to work on cleaning out my garage, making things a little structured. Of course, it was organized. It was chaos. For me, it was organized chaos, but I got my bottles on this rack, cleaning supplies, just got a order, a structure where things are so it could be tight knit. I got, tools on this side and miscellaneous stuff on the right. And then I bought a couple of bins. So just trying to have structure, organization. The third one I like to look at is your closet. Now, I know for a lot of us, I'm sure there's some shopaholics that watch this channel or so. If you got a whole bunch of kicks, shoes, clothes everywhere, that's fine, but have some type of structure or organization. Maybe you can color code it. You got your whites on this side, your colors down here. For me, I invested in some of those shoe caddies, like clear shoe boxes to keep the kicks in. I even had to sell and get rid of a lot of kicks over the course of time. I used to be a big sneakerhead, but I grew to the point, working on minimalistic mindset. What's the point of having all these shoes that just ultimately collect dust? I'm not even on the scene no more, man. I'm a married man and, I think differently and I'm not even worried about the world like that where I got to just be on the scene, have the drip and look all fly. I like to put on some nice brands here and there, but I don't need to be so caught up on the fashion scene where I need the latest and greatest. Keep a fresh, couple of fresh kicks. When it's time to step out, I'm gonna step out right. But other than that, just a select few of shoes. So I got that, a couple of suits, some jeans, and then some shirts. For the most part, man, I'm recycling my gear every so often. And, since I've really adopted more of a fitness lifestyle, for me, it's, unless I got to do some business work, I'm just in shirts, comfortable, what do they call it, athleisure attire, sweats, t-shirts, just something form fitting where I'm comfortable and I can do my thing. So these areas, as I mentioned and stated, the three areas that I'm talking about, your workspace, your garage, and your closet. If you can work on decluttering those physical aspects, you'll give yourself a lot more breathing room and space and openness and cleanliness and structure and organization into your life, where you can really start making some more productive moves because you have, you've removed a lot of junk and clutter. So coming and tying back in, if you can just take some time, get your phone, declutter your phone. I haven't got to that point yet, but this is a process. It's not going to happen in a day or week, but intentionality is the key. Work on intentionally trying to declutter and get some things going on. Don't just sit in the filth and the junk the whole time and just trying to, have a breakthrough. You got to intentionally put in some work to get where you're trying to go. Keep this, I'm back, for those that may have been wondering where I went, I personally had to kind of purge some things, going through some personal issues that I'm working through right now, and just trying to keep my sanity in place. But ultimately, it just a cause for a time of purging and decluttering and cleansing, right? So I suggest and I recommend things that are kind of working for me. And if you want to see some changes, some growth, continue to put in the work, declutter your year, take some time to go through your phone, declutter apps that you're no longer using, get rid of that. Old contacts, get rid of that. Pictures that just eat up all your hard drive space, and you got 500 gigs of just unused data you could just get rid of. Your laptop, just start cleansing some things out. Another thing, your laptop is a key. Your phone and your laptop is another key. I might get into that in another video, but if you're on your desktop, literally, and it's flooded with icons and folders, work on decluttering and having some type of structure. It just frees your mind, gives you more freedom and functionality and structure to do what you need to do. I said a lot. I hope this resonates with you. If it does, please put a like, put some comments down, share this. But more importantly, I mentioned I got some more videos. Please check them out. I talk about finishing strong, and I'm going to follow up on how I, accomplished some goals and how I didn't accomplish some goals. But check that last video I dropped about finishing the year out strong and just, putting in the work. I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned to the next. It's clever. 6 letters, just done better. We're going to keep these conversations rolling, right? All right.